Alrighty, let's move on with our lives, shall we? We're going to Atlantica now, which we didn't do any battles here either, so we're going to do some standard encounters here before we go fight Ursula again. Are you looking forward to fighting Ursula again?
Yeah. Right.
I can't believe...
Well, I mean, I'm not the one fighting Ursula. I just have to witness.
I cannot believe that they made her fight worse in this game. Like, honestly, I don't even hate her fight from Kingdom Hearts 1 as much as you do, or as much as some people do, because I think at the very least it's, like, inventive and different from everything else, even if it doesn't work the entire time. Because, like, a lot of stuff in Kingdom Hearts 1 doesn't work the entire time. But I'm, like, still okay with it. Like, this is just non-functional. This fight's just awful. Alrighty.
What is that?
That's a big... You remember this guy? Like, things would be riding on top of it? We're in a sleeping darkness. All the enemies in this room are asleep. So he's, like, keeled over.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like...
Oops, I didn't mean to go through there.
Can you talk to him?
Nope.
Can you shoot him?
In this game. Can we shoot him?
That's the thing.
Not underwater, we can't.
The power... Well, there's some guns.
Some guns, yes. A harpoon gun, perhaps.
The power...
You want to reenact the end of Thunderball? James, you haven't seen that movie, I forgot. James Bond's Thunderball. There's an extended fight sequence underwater. It was very technically impressive for the time.
Ooh.
Yeah, so here's our arena. I don't care. You guys keep sleeping.
Okay, we know the power of darkness can stop, his sword and stuff. Can the power of darkness stop a bullet, though?
I don't know.
Like, if somebody brought, like, a
Sega does
handgun...
what Nintendo don't. Oh, really? Can it stop a bullet? It's from an old Screw Attack video about the console wars. There's a bunch of kids going around and gang of Nintendo kids going around and beating each other up. And sort of beating other kids up, and then they see a kid with a Game Gear. And they toss him on the ground, and he goes, "You guys don't understand. Genesis does what Nintendo don't." And then Brental Floss, who was guest starring in that, goes, "Oh, really? Can it stop a bullet?" So this arena is actually neat because unlike the other ones, which give out to like just black void of space, there's actually a bottom to it, which is kind of neat. Dead. I killed your attack. What do we even have on this world? I have Dark Ball, which does what? Dual trigger. That's the thing I was talking about earlier. The one that was, I think, multiplayer focused originally.
Okay.
If I play, just play a card, bro. Give me like to like 7. Give me like a card. Automatically activates duel, even though it wasn't the same value.
Oh.
Only lasts for 1 reload, but it's a neat little move.
Yeah, you can do that to force it. You could probably clean up some encounters this way. Like, just,
Too slow.
Get impulse.
Yeah.
Force a trigger.
Sha! Hua! It's too late now, it only lasts for 1 reload, so...
Yeah.
We cannot overstate how good Yoko Shimomura is at her job. This is great.
But I mean, I feel like we've gushed over the music.
No, we have, but I mean, it's just worth pointing out again. Oh, I just remembered actually. Yeah, it stuns standard enemies. That's probably what the bosses are resisting, is being stunned. I didn't think of that. That's right. They're probably resisting being stunned. I just realized when Dark Repliku was resisting Dark Aura at the end of our attack, it was because normal enemies get confused at the end of that attack if they survive it.
If they survive
it, yeah. I remember now.
Which is highly unlikely.
I remember now. So he resisted the status effect, not the damage. As you can see, my dark power is now at 42.
Do you still have to get it to you 30 to trigger it, or?
Yeah, you always get it to... That value does not change. It's just how much you have when you get into it, because it starts out at like 15 or 18, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, my attack power is 23.
Dark Break.
And
what is Dark Break? We haven't seen
Dark
that yet.
Break is he jumps up and like jump. Well, I'll try and get it in a fight, and we'll see it. I'll try and get it during the Ursula fight if I can. I'm gonna be
push
using
yourself. Just
no,
defeat her.
No, because that's gonna be able to kill things fast. So I'll probably wind up using it if I can get access to it. There was something I did at the ending of Sora's run that I forgot to talk about earlier that people don't seem to quite understand. Okay. I wrote a little story in the description of that video.
Oh, we're talking about this late.
Yeah, of the two.
This is a few episodes at this point.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until just now. I had the docket, but I wasn't keeping close track of it. I was looking at your stuff, not my stuff. The little Marluxia story that I wrote into the videos for part 29 and part 30, which if you have not read, if you overlooked it, you can go back and read it. It's still there. I'm not gonna say what happens, but everybody who was like, "Oh, Jacob, what a twist!" I totally thought, guys, it wasn't a twist. It was a punchline. I came up with a really stupid joke that went way too far, and I wrote like an entire short story for one punchline. But I was really happy because it meant like I had to make you guys wait for 2 days. Like some of you in the comments like read that on like part 29, like, "Oh, I can't wait to see what happens with the story," and it was all a joke. I fool you!
He's got jokes, fellas.
I got all the jokes. I have, my jokes are great. I have the best jokes. Comedians love me.
Comedians love you. I love jokes.
That was another Donald Trump joke, ladies and gentlemen. We're on a roll today. Comedy Kings over here. So this isn't a decision that we made while we were filming, but later on in the edit, I was looking at this and I realized that, nobody anywhere wants to watch the Ursula fight for a second time, or any Ursula fight for a third time, so we're just gonna fast forward.
Vexen is no more.
Yes, his scent is gone. Axel struck him down, something I find deplorable. Agents of the organization striking each other down.
Our problem is Sora. Vexen proved to be no match for him. Yet he's still under Naminé's control.
But we cannot eliminate Sora, can we?
Correct. For our superior, he is in dire need of the Hero of Light. When light loses sight of its path, we may find use for the dark. What we must do is obtain the darkness.
Riku, of course.
Okay.
So despite all the cryptic dialogue there, that scene was actually a scene. I'm going to explain what I mean by anti-scenes. I think this might actually be the anti-scene. I think this might be the anti-scene. But no, that scene was good. They used a lot of cryptic dialogue that's a mess, but they're saying, look, Sora killed Vexen. Sorry, no, Sora beat Vexen, then Axel killed him.
Yeah.
The whole organization's a mess. It's not very organized. Axel's killing people. What's up? That's crazy. Sora's super powerful, but he's still under Naminé's control, and we can't kill him because the superior, they said, still has need of the Hero of Light. They should have they wanted to be poetic and make a parallel about light and darkness or whatever.
Right.
They're saying our boss needs Sora for something.
Exactly.
Right? However, they're thinking, maybe we could use Riku to either, excuse me, to our advantage to curtail the actions of Sora or Marluxia, or maybe even he could, theoretically, fulfill the role that our boss needs Sora to fill.
Okay.
That's what that scene was. It was written in poetry. You know, it's like poetry. It rhymes. And that's why we didn't understand what they were saying super well. And the script could have been clear. But that's what that scene was. And that was a good scene. That was a scene which told us about the characters and progressed the plot. This may or may not be the anti-scene. I don't know if this is the anti-scene.
If I get through this, will I be free of the darkness?
That was not the anti-scene. Never mind. We'll get to the anti-scene later.
All right.
You'll see what I'm talking about when we get to the anti-scene. I'll say this. A scene, as it is supposed to exist in film or book or game or whatever, a scene is useless if it does not advance the character or the plot or the world or the story. If it doesn't tell us something about the environment, the scenario, about the characters, if it doesn't show us action of a character achieving something, of something occurring within the world. If that doesn't happen, then the scene or the line is useless. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean, like, you know, it has to be, like, an action-packed film where stuff is always happening, a scene can just tell us about the characters. A line could tell us something important about a characterization, about what a character wants or doesn't want, or clue us into a bit of their personality, right?
Yeah.
But then there are scenes which are just people saying words that tell us nothing about anything. That is what I call an anti-scene, and we will be watching at least one anti-scene, possibly more, before the end of this run.
Good.
But anyway, so Riku...
You gotta parallel it, like the light and the dark. It's the dark, and the
It's
good
like
scenes
poetry, you know, it rhymes. Every stanza sort of rhymes with the last one. Hopefully it'll work.
Oh, boy.
Okay, well anyway, so the, What are you doing, Riku? Guy's hands stuck in his pockets like an edgelord. That's alright.
What's he even doing in that?
He's floating.
He's floating. Alright.
That's the,
floating.
the art for this one, the GBA art I showed to you previously, it was in the ending of the, Sora's run, where it was Sora posed with the Keyblade and he had a deck of cards.
Yeah, no, it was the cool one.
Yeah. The cover art for the PS2 version, when they re-released it, was Sora and Riku in that, like, so Riku was in that pose. Actually, in fact, he wasn't floating. This is canted. He's standing on the ground on the cover art. And Sora's standing on the ground next to him, both of them looking up, backs to the camera, eyes closed. And there are wispy floating cards like these that contain the images of Donald, Goofy, Mickey, and Naminé.
Okay.
And it's like a starlit, moonlit sky. It's kind of shaded blue and a little bit faded, and it's actually a kind of a nice cover. It's not my favorite Kingdom Hearts cover, but
it's nice enough.
It's subdued, and it's got kind of unique art direction from a lot of the other box art in the series. Okay.
Okay, you were talking about this earlier, Wonderland.
We're going to be doing a couple fights here, because we did not see it. We spent some time here on our first run.
Yeah.
And saw the standard fight arena. We did not see the secondary fight arena, which is great because it actually goes to an area that you don't really see any of in Kingdom Hearts 1 from the film.
Really?
It is a much more visually appealing part of the film to me than what they use for the most part in Wonderland. But the deck here is atrocious, which we'll get to in a moment. The deck is painfully bad, but we'll talk about that in a second. Oh, also, well, I got to talk about a lot of things with Wonderland. This took me a lot of time last night. This pissed me off a lot. This is a very dungeon crawling-y map. I had to get here. There's no break between these two, so you had to go around. That pissed me off. The exit's up here. That pissed me off. What else didn't piss me off? Everything pissed me off about this place, except for the alternative room. But anyway, so one thing to note is that the forest area here, I like some of the aspects of the art. It's like, this is a strong element of the art from the film.
Yeah.
These kind of, these leaves with the wavy, lines on them and stuff. And that looks really nice. It's kind of drab, but it looks kind of nice. The floor here is a brown, gray mess.
It is
that
just
is
dirt.
Ugly. It is horribly ugly. And these are ugly. This is not terribly ugly, but the side of the log is horribly ugly. It looks like PS1. And this is ugly, and this is kind of ugly, and that especially is ugly. That's extremely ugly. I know it sounds like I'm complaining a lot, but I'm using it to create, because it's not as bad as it might sound like it is from me talking about it. But I don't think that this is a good representation of the look of Alice in Wonderland. This looks drab and dark. And these shapes are much more reflective of the art style, but the rest of it is very bland and muted colors. Dark and dry.
Darkness.
No parents. However, the alternative rooms in Chain of Memories, which in Wonderland, which we didn't see any of the first time through, are the hedge maze areas.
Oh.
Look at that color! Oh my god! I didn't know there was so much green in the whole galaxy. That was a Star Wars Episode 7 reference. I'm just full of references today, baby. All right. And the combat arena. Hey, what are you doing? He's moonwalking because we're in stagnant space and the enemies move at half the speed.
Oh.
The area is the hedge maze, and it's actually got the 3D hedge out there. See?
That is good looking.
With the castle in the background, that looks like exactly like how the castle looks when Alice goes through the door into this whole section. And this looks really good. Also, there's no fall off because it keeps the boxy aesthetic that that is in Wonderland to box the entire thing in, and it looks great. Now, watch my cards down here. Look at the values that are in my cards.
All right, let's see.
There's a 5 there, right?
5,
That guy just
4,
played a
3.
6. There's another 5. Okay, I got a 5. Oh, I'm out of cards. The highest card that I have is a 5.
I was about to say, I've not seen anything above 5.
So I can't beat that. There are also no zeros.
Ooh. Wow.
There are no zeros, and the highest card is a 5.
That's bad.
In case you're wondering, the special card for this is not gonna edit the deck like the one from Olympus Coliseum did. It's guard. It protects me from the front for 1 reload. That's it.
That's all?
Yeah. This
so
is
it's
the
not
worst.
Even specified for like this area. It just is it's just a nice
Yeah, it's just
card.
one they used. So, I'm going to be using, darkness, no parents, Okay, I didn't use this before, I'll use this now so you can see it.
Oh.
I missed that one, because he was underground, but whatever. That was Dark Break, since you didn't get to see it earlier.
It's kind of neat, but it looks kind of dumb.
Nah, it's fine, don't worry.
It works okay.
I can't break that. Just run. So I'm going to be using Slights a lot, even if I'm not in dark mode, because that's the only way I can beat their card values.
Yeah.
But I also have a high enough attack power that I can ace most of these. I can ace most of these before my deck depletes. I believe that I fought enough enemies here to get 1 level before I went to the boss fight. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm just going to kill everybody in this room before we go to the boss fight.
Okay. Let everybody see a nice look at this battle.
I really like this arena. This looks really good.
It's one of the better ones we've seen
I
so
wish
far.
that the dark. I mean, not that the forest is the worst ever. Like I made it sound way worse than I actually think it is with that ugly spiel, just because I wanted to get a contrast. I wish the other room was like we see up here in the mini map. I wish it was like the house.
Yeah.
That would have been a bit better, I think. But whatever. Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, no, so far this one and what you call it, the water one are probably my favorites.
The interior for the water one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the interior, just the water.
I always
arena.
like
I said interior because I was thinking about the one for Olympus Coliseum because I really like the interior one for that just because it's really different from anything
Right.
else we see in the
just,
games.
I'm a sucker for like water-based aesthetics. Like
Yeah.
underwater or just blue and water-based in general. So that's why I think I like it a lot. So literally, like when you're dueling, if they get a 6, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Unless I have a Mickey that's a higher value. I can get Mickeys of higher value here. I can get that. I shouldn't leave that out. It's an important element of this floor now. Mickey is now important for just playing the game, not just for healing. No, this was miserable. We're gonna go through a bunch. Like normally, my policy is like when I go to a floor, I clear every room that I open. That's an easy way for me to keep track of like grinding. Is I open pretty much every room and I clear out all the enemies.
Yeah.
I didn't open every single room on this Riku run like I did with Sora, but I cleared out basically every single enemy. I did not do that with the Riku with this floor. Now, obviously, I left this room for the purposes of demonstration right now, but before I went to fight the boss, I emptied this room when I ran through it earlier, right?
Right.
But we're gonna go through some other rooms that are chock full of enemies. I'm not gonna stop and kill them.
I don't blame you.
This deck,
This
this
deck's garbage.
This floor is horrible. Oh. Wow. I just played that 5 first. That was a bad decision.
How is the boss? Like, is the boss miserable because of this?
It wasn't as miserable as I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be completely miserable, but I wound up being okay. I didn't have much trouble with him. I don't know. Other than the big story bosses, I don't think any of these guys really gave me any trouble last night when I was playing. Here, stun them all. No, Riku! What are you doing, man? You've ruined it. You've soiled it.
You'll probably kill him with
You've
this.
soiled the
No?
good Krusty Krab name. Soiled it.
Soiled it.
Soiled it. Whatever, just go.
Do it.
There we go, it did it. Yeah, that's like, at least in the standard encounters, you really can just mash triangle and do slights because it doesn't, like, the fights end so quickly, it doesn't matter if you run out of cards for the most part.
Right.
I did that a lot on Destiny Islands, which is after this. I just mashed triangle a lot. I did clear out everybody on Destiny Islands because it was worth the experience, and I had a better deck. I had a much better deck.
Well, I can't imagine it would get much worse than this.
Yeah, follow me, super slow, moonwalking heartless. No! Whoa!
Oh.
I thought I was gonna land on top of him. I need the health. I need health. Just give me health. Just give me health. There's no health. There's no health nowhere. This feels like Paper Mario all of a sudden. I'm out of health! How do I heal? You can get in some dire health situations in Paper Mario. Especially if you play it like a pro and just go for BP.
Oh, gosh. Yeah,
Just BP and FP. That's how the speedrunners do it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But they know how to do, like...
The super guards, yeah, so they never even take damage.
Well, it's not even just the super guards. They know, like, okay, this guy's got, like, a 70% chance he's going to use this move. And when you enter the boss fight, he has to do this first.
Yeah, or else we just restart it.
Cause yeah, I was watching original because I've barely played the first Paper Mario.
Yeah.
I was watching a speed run of it.
My brother has beaten it like twice, and I watched bits of it as he was playing it. I haven't played it myself
But
though.
like I just saw him go into the last boss fight without any health upgrades against Bowser, and I was like, oh, so, spoiler: Bowser is the final boss of a Mario game.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow. So we actually shouldn't talk about the final boss of 1000 Year Door, though.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm just saying it's interesting. They're like, oh look, oh yeah, spoilers. Bowser's the final boss in a Mario game. Big surprise.
it's just like
but then like you think about the contrast between that game and 1000 Year Door.
I mean, it's like, I don't want to say like this. I'm not knocking first Super Mario, but like a lot of Mario games, it's like, if Bowser's the final boss, not a lot of effort went into the game, or like it's just
That's
like
fair, I guess.
I mean, okay, maybe not effort, but it's like. Nothing creative happened. It's like, okay, you went through levels. Maybe there's a new mechanic.
That's
introduced.
a pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good baseline.
Like,
I agree.
Because I mean, I don't have anything against the Mario series, but I don't play.
To be clear, we're talking like the RPGs and stuff, not the platformers necessarily. Because in the platformers, you always fight Bowser, and that's not a good judgment. Like you look at like the Mario and Luigi games or the Paper Mario games, and generally speaking, who the last boss is like shows how creative that game is.
Yeah, but I mean. But there's so... I guess it's not super fair to say because there's so many Mario games at this point.
And most of the platformers will end with Bowser, no matter how creative or uncreative they are.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
I think I fought these two as well, but then after that I went to the boss, so I'll fight these two as well.
But I don't know. I just don't play a lot of Mario games anymore. Just... I mean, I don't... Like I said, I don't have a problem with them. I'm just not really interested anymore. Super Mario World, okay. You run around with suits.
Apparently it was pretty good.
Apparently it is.
I haven't played it, but
it's fun if you have friends, right? You got friends, don't you?
No, like, dude,
friends.
I don't ever want to play co-op in a Mario game. ever. I've been down that route. Look, the only
games had co-op in it.
The Paper Mario... Sorry, no, new Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Oh.
That was the one that started it, and it was horrible.
Platformers, like, you can't do a platformer co-op because, one person's going real good across the screen.
Hold on. Let's discuss this.
Okay.
Mario co-op in that game is horrible because you can hit each other. When you jump, you'll bounce off of each other. So
no, that's the fun.
Playing new Super Mario Brothers Wii is a nightmare because the entire game is just screwing each other. You can pick each other up and throw each other even. So you can accidentally grab someone and throw them into lava or intentionally. New Super Mario Brothers Wii is worse because one person gets the gamepad and they can create platforms in the air. That's supposed to be helpful. Create a little platform for your friend to jump across. It doesn't work that way. Look up the Achievement Hunters playthrough of a New Super Mario Brothers U, and you will see just how horrible that can go.
Can you just, like, build a wall?
Jeff just taps the gamepad the entire time and literally stops people as they're jumping over gaps, or stops them as the screen is auto-scrolling and kills them.
Make America great again. Build a wall.